I came from a big family. I have 7 kids. I had 11 brothers and sisters. I had about 70 first cousins, and I never saw anybody with diabetes. I never knew anybody with a food allergy. I never knew anybody with autism. When I was a kid, and I know what a healthy child is supposed to look like. I'm looking at kids as I walk through the airports today, as I walk down the street, and I see these kids that are just overburdened with mitochondrial challenges, with inflammation. You can tell from their faces, from their body movements, and from their lack of social connection. And I know that that's not how our children are supposed to look. And when my uncle was president, I was a 10-year-old boy. The rate of diabetes in this country, of juvenile diabetes, was close to 0. The typical pediatrician would see 1 case of juvenile diabetes during a 40 or 50-year career. Today, our most recent data show that 38% of our teens are diabetic or pre-diabetic. And so 1 out of every 3 kids who walks through his office door now is at risk or has diabetes. And with autism, the autism rates in this state now are 1 in 25. In 1970, the biggest epidemiological study in history was done. It was done in the state of Wisconsin, and they were looking specifically for autism, and they knew what it looked like. And they looked at 900,000 kids. And the rate at that time reported in that study and many other studies at that time was 0.7 per 10,000, so less than 1 in 10,000. Today, it's 1 in every 25 Texas kids. In California, which has the best collecting system, it's 1 in every 19 kids, 1 in every 12.5 boys. And so we're doing something to our children that is unprecedented in human history. We are now the sickest population in the world. We have the highest chronic disease burden of any country in the world. And during COVID, we had 16% of the COVID deaths in our country. We only have 4.2% of the world's population. So we did worse than any country in the world. And if you ask CDC, why did Americans do so badly? They say, well, it's not our fault. It's because Americans are so sick, which is their fault, by the way. And we have more chronic disease than any country in the world. And we know what it is. And we know it's the food that we're eating. It's environmental causes. Genes don't cause epidemics. They may provide a vulnerability, but you need an environmental toxin. And we know it's the food primarily that we're eating.